What's up, YouTube? It is your boy, the one, the only, the real CT, and I am back in this thing. Y'all, we got to get into some things today. I finally decided to do my review with the latest episode of Raw, y'all. And I told y'all I didn't think I was going to do it because they keep pissing your boy off. They keep pissing your boy off. So we got to get into some things. But first, before we do that, I want to be sure to welcome you all to the channel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and turn on your notification bells so you know when I go live or when I upload a new video. Now, I am your boy, the one, the only, the real CT, and I'm always going to bring you nothing but real moments, real headlines, real life, real CT, you guys. So let's get into this video. So this is episode 7, I believe, episode 7, and it starts, excuse me, not episode 7. This is episode 8. This is episode 8 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. And we got to get into some things. Okay, let me see. I got my notes, y'all. So, okay, the episode opens up. It starts with a little B-roll. We see Kelli. I think she's at her restaurant. Then we see Shamia. She's talking about her movie, doing some kind of joke. I said, "Oh Lord." And y'all, I was rooting for Shamia. She ain't pissed me off too bad this episode, but I'm still not feeling her because I feel like we could see now clearly that there has been what's the word I'm looking for? The dynamic of the group has changed. You got 4 on this side and 4 on this side. So y'all, it starts, we see Kelli, then we see Shamia. Then it switches over to Pinky. She's at home with her husband and her daughter. And so then the episode begins. And we start with Kelli at one of her restaurants talking to her mom and her grandmama. She goes in the kitchen. And you know what, Kelli? I'm tired of hearing about this. You can't film with your kids because your life is more than just your kids. Like, come on, be for real. You should be, every time we see you, you should be at that business. When y'all are filming, you should be at the business every day. Like, if you know you filming the next 4 months, I got to be, unless y'all doing like a group trip, unless y'all having a luncheon, unless y'all having an event, you don't need to be at home. You need to be at that restaurant. You need to be showcasing your restaurant because normally when the housewives or the whoever's a part of the ensemble cast and they got businesses, i.e. Candy, that's when your business boom the most. So the fact that she's still struggling with what one business is doing well and then another's not doing well, something's wrong. Show us you in the shop, in the restaurant. If you know you filming for 3 or 4 months, you need to be in that restaurant at least 4 days a week. Okay? Or 5. Shoot, you ain't doing nothing else. You need to be in the restaurant. You're not showing us your boyfriend or i.e. Jarvis. I'm getting ahead of myself, y'all. So we start with Kelli. She's in her restaurant. She's talking to the cook. And then she sits down with her grandma and her mother. Now, her mother works in the restaurant with her, I guess, in some kind of a managerial position. And so Kelli thanks them for holding her down. And she also talks about how it's just being so hard on her financially. It's being hard on her. And so she asks her mother how's things going in the shop. Or I don't know why I keep saying shop. In the restaurant. Her mother tells her they need some training. The next meeting, we need to be having some training. Cooks, waiters, all the whole nine. So then she begins to talk about how one location is doing good, but the other one's not doing so well. And let's not forget, we see her come to us in her confessional, and she has on a t-shirt. Kelli, a t-shirt. This is this. I want to say this ain't Love and Hip Hop, but I don't even think I've seen them dress that bad on Love and Hip Hop. You thought it was gonna be high fashion, but that's not what it gave. It didn't give that. And I think that's because you was sitting down in the chair like, all we could see you is from the waist up, and all I saw was your damn nipples. That's all I really saw, if we being honest. And then just because it's time for it, that don't mean nothing. And you shouldn't be bragging about $140 time for a shirt when you're saying your finances, you know, your finances is going through all these changes and you just can't figure out how to make it. So then she talks to her mom about how she's been crunching some numbers. You need to show us crunching them numbers. Now, I don't know if you did show them and they just edited it out. They didn't think that was good enough to put in. That's why you need to be going every day almost. Okay. Whenever the camera's in, you need to be at that shop. That's where you need to. I don't know why I keep saying shop. You need to be at that restaurant though. But she tells her mom and grandma that she crunched some numbers about the child support, and it seems to be it should be about 50,000. So Granny said, "Well, that's good. That's good because that's what you need." And so she goes on more about how she's in a financial bind and she just can't figure things out. Things are affecting her mental. She just can't figure it out. So she starts crying. She started crying, y'all, and Granny encourages her, you know. She cries. She says, oh, what else is infecting her is that she can't film with her daughter. Kelli, you live more life than just filming with your daughters. So can we stop? We wasn't seeing your daughters that much anyway. So let's just stop. Let's just stop. Um, she out now. I was here for this. She talks about she's dating someone, i.e., he's under a nick alias Jarvis. Really, really, Kelli. She's been dating Jarvis for a year. She says. Then we see them switch to her confessional, and she says, well, she asks Jarvis how he came up with that name, and then they switched the name to Jarvis, aka Ellis, I think it was, or Tony, or something like that. I don't know. She said she met him at the Hawks game. And I'm just like, Kelli, you full of shit. Kelli, you full of shit. What you mean? You didn't show us the guy. You can't tell us his name. Is he married? Cause no, I mean, well, cause normally if you can't show a nigga the nigga that you with, or you can't show the woman that you with, most of the time, them people is married with wives, because why is he in an alias? You're not married, so why are we hiding this relationship? I don't think it's for real. I still believe she slept with that married man, though, married preacher that Porsha exposed. I don't care. I gotta see receipt that she said she did. I don't believe it. I believe she did. I believe she did. I believe she did. Kelli gives me her 101, okay? Especially when you up there giving your daughter condoms. I'll be that doggone. Look. I was raised by a single mama, but my mama ain't never gave me no damn condoms. That's like green light to go out and go and start fucking. That you don't do that. You start fucking, you gotta figure that shit out on your own. Go get your own condoms. I give you to talk about the birds and the bees, but give you condoms? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Kelli, you ought to be a damn shame of yourself. Now, Chloe come back pregnant, then you'll be pissed off. You know what? I'm gonna move on. Look. Let me put my thing up. These are my opinions. I'm gonna move on. So then we switch over. It switches over to Kimberly K. Y'all know I'm not feeling Kimberly. I'm not feeling K Michelle. Love her. I love her music down. Hold on, wait. But I'm not feeling Kimberly. Okay. So we see her and her husband in a dental office. and she's filling out paperwork or whatever. And so they're talking, and the husband is telling her how she makes him nervous. And I'm just like, something's going on with K Michelle. I don't know what's going on with her. We already know the backstory with the husband, how she was going with somebody else. She bought that person on the show, and then she switched and went and got married to this guy, and then she bought this guy on the show. So we know K Michelle lives for a moment. So they're sitting there talking, and it's just like, I can't put my finger on what is it about this relationship, but something about it, it's not agreeing with my spirit. It's not agreeing with my spirit. I don't know if it's because we know the backstory or it's just like forced. I don't know. I'm not saying he's a bad dude, but something ain't right. Something ain't right. So he talks about how her wellness is very important to him. And she tells her husband that she has been very calm with the group of ladies, even after Dallas was so explosive. And he said, well, I wonder who would all agree with that. Who would all agree with that, K Michelle? Because calm, you were far from calm. When you went, you had an attitude the first 2 days or however many days they was there. You didn't want to come to dinner because of glam. You was over there chitty chatting, patty with Kelli and Shamia by the pool until the drama invoked. And then the next day, now I grant you, the next day when y'all went out, you felt better, I guess. You were ready to film. You were ready to do your job. You were ready to work. You had a pleasant spirit. But then the following morning, you come downstairs crying. Like Angela said, girl, eat some food first. Like Porsha said, use your words. Porsha said, use your words. Like, what's going on? You're downstairs crying, talking about somebody plotting on you. So, fast forward, that didn't give calm to me. But she tells her husband it gave calm. And so next we see she goes back or whatever. She goes back. And then the next thing we see Kay in her confessional. And we see her meeting with Phaedra. Phaedra, and I'm not, was Kelli? I can't remember if Kelli was there or not, or Angela. I don't know. But it's her and Phaedra for sure. And they went out, I think did pottery or something. And in that clip, we see her tell Phaedra that Phaedra, Porsha, and Drew are plotting against her. And scheming. She said they are plotting and scheming and wanting to confront her. So Phaedra said, what? I don't know nothing about that. I knew about the black thing, but I don't know nothing about no scheming and no plotting. And so Kay says the reason she's willing to deal with Phaedra is because Phaedra knows when not to play with her. And she says when to tap out and say, I'm not in it. K Michelle, Phaedra is not scared of your ass. K Michelle, Phaedra is not scared of your bipolar. I'm starting to be like Rashida. Even though back in the day with Love and Hip Hop, you ate up Rashida calling her bipolar. Well, no, Rashida called you bipolar. And you know what? With this whole Roa scene, y'all, I done did a reverse and went back to the first season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And I'm seeing where people were calling her crazy then, but maybe we just didn't see it. Maybe we just liked the drama of it all. But Kay is giving, like Rashida said, bipolar, insecure, schizophrenic, because it's giving a bag of crazy nuts. Like, hey, I was rooting for you. We were rooting for you. How dare you learn something from this, K Michelle? Oh my God, y'all. So let's see. Then we see so it goes back to the dental office or whatever, and she goes in with her husband and all that stuff. And she says that the dental assistant was too cute for her husband. Her husband couldn't have no dental assistant like that. But this is my thing. You openly admitted, Kay, that your husband is allowed to cheat, but he can't pay the bills. So why can't that girl be his dental assistant? And secondly, y'all, I might have to get into a video with that about those details, because why even get married if you think the nigga gonna be cheating on you? Like, why even get married if you think the nigga gonna be cheating on you? Be for real. You just gonna openly be like, yeah, yeah. Oh, he can cheat, but he can't pay their bills, because if he pays their bills, then it's gonna be a problem. Because I like girls too. I like chocolate girls. So y'all both cheating in a relationship? I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused. Fast forward, y'all. We get to Phaedra and Angela. Angela, darling. Angela and Phaedra are at lunch, and they're waiting on Porsha and Drew. And so Phaedra starts talking more about how um she feels that her and Angela, they're going in a positive direction, and this could be the start to their friendship. Porsha and Drew arrives, and this is where I said the dynamic has changed, y'all, because now we're starting to see the core four. The core four is Phaedra, Porsha. Well, Porsha, I know people don't want to believe this, but Porsha's the anchor. Bravo is pushing Porsha to be the anchor. And I'm glad that she's stepping into it this season. Last season, she said she was going through a lot. She didn't really want to step into that role. But we can tell Porsha's the face of it. And that's just what it gives. It gives K. Michelle, after I looked at some clips, I might play some clips at the end of this video of how she was going on about how, oh, you can't produce me, and Porsha think this is her show and this isn't her show. It's giving you jealous of Porsha. You want all the notoriety and the fans to love you like they do Porsha. But you're new to this franchise. Yeah, you on Love and Hip Hop. That's old. You had your own shoe. That's old. You're R&B singer, songwriter, whatever. Okay, but you ain't hit this level, this plateau of the level of fans and fandom that Porsha, Phaedra, and Cynthia they have, because they've been on the franchise longer. And you'd already told us when y'all were going to Dallas how white women ran up to Phaedra and she was just so shocked. So we know you're trying to achieve this country album, Kay, and you want to have that crossover success. So now you got all these white fans. So you think if you shake up the cast or shake up the situation, more people are gonna like you. But that's not gonna happen, because people love Porsha. People love Phaedra. They have been on the show longer. They have a bigger fan base. I mean, it's the truth.com. Hey, I really feel like you think you bigger than the program. And if you think you this bigger than the program, maybe you need to go back and get your own show. Oh, that's right. You did that before, and you still have not had that crossover success to produce this country album. Am I preaching or am I preaching? I'm so tired. I'm so tired, okay? Hey, Michelle, I love you. Raise a man. Rain. You gonna suffer. You gonna cry. You gonna suffer. But this ain't got nothing to do with your music and my love for you and your music. On the show, I'm not fucking with you because you pissing me the fuck off. You pissing me off with this stupid ass plot scheming story. It don't even make sense. It's not even adding up the issue that you present on your problem with Drew or Porsha. And then you take Phaedra out of it. It don't make no fucking sense. I'm so sick of you. Shit. Let me breathe. Y'all, Kimberly is stressing me the fuck out. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, As I was saying, the core four, they're having lunch. Phaedra talks about how she's post Emmys and Angela was not in the room because y'all know they had that little I don't know what you would call it, what shade or whatever on how Angela said I'm in all the rooms and Phaedra said you're not in the rooms that I'm in. So that was cute. I liked it. I like when they have fun shade. That's what it's called, fun shade. And so we see Phaedra starts talking about Dallas and how it was such a mess. And we see her in her confessionals, and she says, since Jesus couldn't fix it, maybe she can. I want to say, Phaedra, if you ain't think Jesus can fix it, what make you think you gonna be able to? Okay. So she explains to the core four that she went and met with Kimberly a few days ago. They did pottery, and Kay feels that a scheme that Todd set up is being plotted against her to humiliate her. And she didn't elaborate on the scheme. Y'all, she didn't elaborate on the scheme that Todd set up to come to her with the bullshit. And so Phaedra was just like, well, I don't know nothing about that. All I know is about black. All I know is about black. Okay. So whatever this scheme is, I ain't heard nothing. She said, I'm not saying Phaedra said, because Phaedra good for cleaning up some shit. She said, I'm not saying this is not happening, but I'm saying I don't know anything about it. So Drew switches to the confessional and she says, can we talk about how beautiful Drew looks? She is so beautiful to me. Drew is such a pretty girl, like with or without makeup. And now that she got her hair, her style fixed, but you need to pay your stylist, Drew, because I seen that in the media. You ain't been paying your stylist. Or didn't somebody supposed to pay that stylist? Y'all need to pay that stylist because I actually went to school with him. He probably don't remember me, but I went to school with him in college. Mm-hmm. But yeah, down in Georgia. Yeah, I did 2 years down in Georgia. Mm-hmm. But anyways, y'all better play y'all stylist. Pay the stylist, Drew. You can't be looking all beautiful on stage on the set and you ain't paying your stylist. Okay. So Drew said, well, where's the receipts? Show her the receipts, in the words of Whitney Houston. Where are the receipts, Kimberly? Who's telling her this? Drew says. And Porsha says, it's the voices in her head. I mean, because that's what it's given. Like I said in my last review, Kay, you're saying this has happened, but we can't go on what you're just saying. You have not presented us with no receipt, and then the receipt that you did present this week didn't make no sense. All we can go on as the viewers is what we see. And through all this filming, if there was receipts of any kind, any back behind your talk, I'm sure Bravo would have put it in. And we ain't seen no plot and no receipt. And then when you gave us the receipt, it just didn't add up. So, Porsha asked to the core four, like, why would she do this? Why would she be trying to plot against her? Porsha says she cared about Kay's future on the show and where she was trying to go. She's trying to be a big sis to little sis. You gotta love it there, Porsha. And so Phaedra says to Porsha jokingly, you're the bully bitch. And Drew says, am I the drama? Am I the drama? Are you the drama? And so they have a little kiki. And then it goes on to the next scene. The next scene starts with Porsha. So we're at Porsha's house. She's there with Miss Diane. She's there with Lauren, her sister, and she's there with her daughter, Pilar, and Lauren's daughter, I believe. And so, can we just get into Miss Diane? Miss Diane look good as hell. Like, and, if I was a little older, I would probably try to holler at Miss Diane. I ain't even gonna hold you. And like, because at one point she lost a lot of weight, and I could tell she gained a little bit back, but she looked good. Like, it's good weight. Like, she looked good. She always had her hair right, her makeup, everything be on point. And so they began to talk about Mike, the guy Porsha supposedly going with, which I don't believe that. I believe that's a scheme. Now that's the real scheme. Porsha ain't going with that boy. Come on, be for real. Porsha, you hire him. When he stood up there and said, "How did y'all meet?" and somebody asked, "How did they meet?" and he said, "Through God." I knew there. Ooh, I knew then, y'all. I knew then that was a hot ass mess. Porsche ain't going him. That's her storyline. Come on, be for real. Now I really do believe that she's going with this. At first, I thought it was a publicity stuff. I ain't even gonna hold you. I thought Porsche was playing with a storyline, but after seeing them on their date, they definitely do have chemistry. And then seeing her with Sway all on Instagram, they're traveling, they doing this. I love this for Porsche. At first, I was like, Porsche, stop playing, Porsche. Oh, but that damn Porsha. Ooh, Porsha got a body on her. I'm telling you. Porsha look good as hell. So they talking about Mike and how he's coming through for Porsha. And Porsha says he's great, but the deal breaker is he wants a baby and she doesn't want to have a baby. I mean, she don't mind having more kids, but she don't really want to carry the baby. And so Lauren asks her, "Well, what about Sway? Sway want a baby." She said, "Well, Sway can carry the baby." And then she asks Lauren for Lauren's eggs. I said, "I know that's right, Porsha." Porsha said she ain't about to mess up her body. She got that body right, tight, is fine up too. She is not about to mess up her body and carry no another baby. So next we see Lauren talking about how Mike called her because Porsha then ghosted Mike for 3 days. And while she ghosted him, he sent a mariachi band outside the house to sing. And while the mariachi band is there, Dennis pulls up. Porsha, why the fuck Dennis pulling up on you? Why is he popping up on you like that? And like, I never really thought her and Dennis was done. I feel like, will it work out long term? Maybe if Dennis grow up a little bit and stop, messing with other chicks. Because I like that her and Dennis together, but this is my thing with her and Dennis. I don't see them getting like back together long term. If they get, I do see them potentially messing around because one thing, Dennis is jealous. He's jealous because he still love Porsha. Bottom line, why is Dennis popping up? It's like, come on, be for real. Like Porsha, and then you acting like, she said she was shocked to see him. He lived so close. Porsha, I feel like this is something y'all do. I feel like this is nothing new. This is, you're trying to make it new to us, but this is not new. And I feel like Dennis pops up a lot. And why is Dennis popping up? Like, what are you telling? What are y'all really talking? What's really going on? So she says nothing is going on with her and Dennis. He popped up. And Porsha said he never does that. And while he was popping up, Sway was calling, I think she said, or Sway has been calling or something. And she wanted to know if Porsha was dating someone else. She said her and Sway have gotten a deeper connection and that she wants to see if she could go deeper with Mike to see where that's going to go. But she already knows that once she tells him she doesn't want to have a baby, it's going to be a deal breaker. And then we see, I think it was either the producers or I think the producers asked her if she had to choose between the two, who would she choose right now? She said she's not choosing none of them because she doesn't have to. And so then she tells the girl she had a surprise for them. And it's like this, I guess, zookeeper. I don't know what you call it, animal control. I don't know what you call them, but she surprises her daughter and her niece with some animals because she said Pilar's been talking about how she wants a pet animal, a lizard or something. I can't remember. But they pull out this big ass snake. I said, "Oh, hell no." That was a big snake. I'm like, Porsha, really? And so Porsha says, "Hell no." Porsha run too. So then the next scene, we switch over to or should I say Shamina's segment. Because Shamia, I was rooting for you. Like, I don't like this little backbiting spirit that I see in you. I see that you throw a rock and hide your hand. And I know you're saying everyone says it's you, it's you, it's you, and it really isn't you. And you're tired of having to defend yourself, but you're not showing us nothing else otherwise. It gives that you clicked up with Kelli. It gives that you clicked up with K Michelle, and all of y'all are in each other's ear talking about how y'all plan to take down the core four. And Shamia, what you really is, you really hurt that you and Porsha are no longer friends, and you keep blaming it on Angela. And although Angela and Drew did kind of instigate it, you had to be saying something behind the scene because they kept saying not Drew, they kept saying Shamina feels that your friendship is lopsided, but you said you trusted them. I feel like, okay, it's on the show. They got to bring it to the show. What you wanted to not say nothing about it? Bottom line, you and Porsha both. I'm not putting the blame on Shamia. I'm not putting the blame on Porsha. I'm putting it on both of y'all because y'all were the both in the friendship together. And prior to this show, before the show, it sounded like y'all were having friendship issues prior to all of this. And what you need to do, you need to really heal with Porsha and move the freak on, or just stop talking about it. But it gives like you want everyone to be against Porsha. I mean, just in several different scenarios. Even when they get to the scenario about Kimberly saying that you should have told her Kimberly saying that Porsha should have told her about this ex that she didn't really date and nor did Porsha really date. Like, and then you sit up there inside, well, isn't that girl cold? Isn't she supposed to? And I mean, like, Shamia, stop. Like, you wouldn't be doing that if you were friends with Porsha. You weren't doing that last year when you were trying to take up for Porsha and everyone's calling you her lap dog. So now that you're not friends with her, everything that's against Porsha, isn't that interesting how some people, oh, wow. Shamia, stop. Shamia, stop. And I don't dislike you. I was rooting for you, but like these last 3 episodes have really pissed me off. Besides that ass you got on that ass look good. Besides that ass you got in that body, I was pissed off. Now you should have put on that thong bikini again. But you know what? I couldn't be Gerald because ain't no damn way my wife looked that damn good and she got her ass out on TV. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Better yet, look. Hold on, wait. Let me get that one. Let me get that one. Y'all probably ain't seen this one right here. Hold on, wait. Cause y'all know old girl been she's in Thailand with Candy. Hold on, wait, let me see. And it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. Dang, hold on, wait, y'all. Okay, here you go. Hold on. Here you go. Ugh, I can't find it. This pissing me off. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all this one. Even though I don't know, she got the one I wanted on here. Cause I'm telling y'all, Shamia and that ass. Woo! Shamia, that ass look good. I ain't even gonna hold you. Okay, here you go. So they over in Thailand, y'all. It's Candy's birthday. But okay, y'all see how y'all oh shoot, that's not it. Y'all see how Toya she got on a cover up? Right here, Toya. Toya is right here. Y'all see how she got a cover? Okay. Candy, she's single. I don't know this lady. She not on TV, so we don't know nothing about her. And I can't really see her ass, but I'm just saying me personally. That was my wife. I would have a huge problem that I would be like Gerald, how Gerald felt about the movie. I would be like that about her and that ass out on national TV. We would have a problem. And then the way she was popping her puss and time, oh yeah, Shamia bad. I don't care. I don't care what nobody say. She bad, and I wish she would just stop with this whole mean girl stuff. Like, be you, do you, and live it to the greatest. Like, I don't know. I feel like Shamia getting caught up in this. Oh, here you go, here you go, here you go, y'all.
Stop now, bitch. Don't stop now. You split on the show, keep putting it on. I'm here for the show.
Y'all, they said that she was over there popping her puss for Kim. They used to say her again. They used to. Allegedly. I ain't saying that, but that's what people say.
Hey, 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 hey.
She can pop that thing, though.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, hey, hey.
What? Don't stop now. Y'all. I don't know. They didn't play it. Let me see if I can find it. It's another one. Well, hell, they got their ass cheeks out too. Okay, no. Okay, y'all see the difference? You see the difference? These chicks, now some of these chicks married. I don't know all of them in, but you see how they got their ass covered. You know, it's like a normal bathing suit. Shamia got on the thong. Shamia said she trying to be outside. And I'm like, damn, Shamia, you been gone away from the house for a minute. Because they've been over in Thailand a minute. And you sure Gerald is okay with you gone like this? And then, I can't see the one I wanted to show y'all. But then, also, we got to get into how Shamia tells us Gerald, she did a movie. At first, he was cool with the movie. And then several, I guess, weeks, days later, he lets her know he was uncomfortable seeing her with another guy acting. And I'm saying to myself, I see why the hell, shit. Y'all see that damn body? Shamia, I'd be uncomfortable too if you was my wife. Hell no, shawty. You can't. Oh, hell no. Hell to the no. So, y'all, back to the review. Shamia, it switched to Shamia. We see her at the surrogate's office, and she's meeting Kelli there. And so we see, and this is where, again, the dynamic comes into place, because now we're seeing Shamia cry to Kelli. And she, immediately starts crying as soon as Kelli comes in. So you could tell they must have had some kind of conversation. They must have been talking about something as it relates to this whole surrogate situation behind the scenes, and we just ain't see it. Because Kelli already knew what to console her, it's going to be okay, So Kelli and her are already on the same page, the same team. So Shamia starts crying, and she's crying about how she only has one embryo left, and she's worried that with the new surrogate, the embryo won't take, and then she doesn't know, what she's gonna do next. She's talked to Gerald. She don't know what they would do next. She don't know if they want to adopt, and so it switches back over to her confessional, and we see her crying, and my heart went out to her because it's given that Gerald is on that ass. Okay, Gerald wants a son. Bottom line, he's African, and African people, men especially, they are adamant about their lineage and leaving their lineage and legacy. So yeah, you got two little girls, but The boy is what takes the legacy and continues the last name. So she cries, switched back over. She's asked, well, she don't know about adoption. I'm gonna tell you right this. Ain't no man trying to adopt no kid, especially when you want your own legacy. Ain't no man trying to adopt no kid. I'm not saying it's not possible, but most men want their own legacy, to build their own, leave their own legacy behind, their own bloodline. Okay? And y'all see that body I just showed y'all? Shamia ain't trying to mess up her damn body. Now I think she might have said she had fibroids or something, but Shamia ain't trying to mess up that damn body. I mean, like, because I'm like, well, damn, just get pregnant naturally. But Shamia ain't trying to do that. Like, come on, be for real. Like, we already know Shamia trying to be outside. We see her over there popping a puss with Candy over in Thailand. Like, come on. Shamia, you need to get to the house. I don't know if Shamia correlating her brain. Hello, you was a wife. But Porsha won't. You was a wife. You better get to the house before you lose your man. Bottom line. So she begins to tell Kelli about how she's processing this. And she talks about how she wants to do more acting. But since now Gerald has told her he's uncomfortable watching her with another man, she's thinking about quitting acting. And she tells Kelli that, she's just going to give it up. She's not going to pursue the acting. And Kelli tells her she has a life outside of Gerald, her husband. Shamia, you better not listen to damn broke ass Kelli. Now, you just told us that's not your experience. You know, the most you got to worry about is what you is making it to the Chick-fil-A breakfast line. That's what you told us the last episode before that. The most you got to worry about is making it to the Chick-fil-A line. You able, and then I seen on your Instagram a few weeks back, you went and bought those necklaces and bracelets, $9,000, $12,000 a piece. And that's not Kelli's experience. What Kelli's gonna do is talk you out of your lifestyle and your husband. You better not be listening, Kelli. Because Kelli wish she had a Gerald right about now. She begging, borrowing for her $50,000 in child support. She wish she had a Gerald that could take care of her. Because we already know Gerald told you, Shamia, that he didn't want you to do the show. He would pay you what the show would give you if you wouldn't do the show. But you want to do the show anyway. Like, I feel like it's some stuff going on in y'all marriage. And it's probably heightened with you being on TV. And now you're a star in the house. You better get it together, Shamia, because I'm worried. I'm I'm pissed off at how y'all doing Porsha and how you doing a group and that chitter chatter, that side teaming up with each other. And I ain't gonna go too hard on you this episode because I didn't see you teamed up, but I know y'all was in each other's ear that last episode in Dallas. But this episode, not so much. It was more so, it was more so Kelli and Kay. But what I will say is you were still included in that team. And then Pinky, she really want to be with the core four, but she's grouped in with y'all. Because I watched Pinky this episode too, and I'm going to get into her next. And so you better not be listening to Kelli, though. So Kelli tells her, she shouldn't quit her acting career. She has a life outside of Gerald. Bitch, is you crazy? Your husband a fucking millionaire, a life out of Gerald. Your life is making sure that man is taken care of. Because if I'm making all the money, I'm the man, you better be checking on me or your ass is going to be out. Bottom line. And I hate to say it like that. I'm just saying I ain't about to have my wife out here popping her pussy on the ground or popping her pussy and seeing her natural whole ass on the TV. Now, the acting, I might give you the acting because I know you're acting. But I feel some kind of way seeing my wife show her ass on the TV. I'm sorry. So they go back to the surrogate office, and the surrogate, this how you know they ain't really connected. We've seen Gerald maybe about 5 seconds when he was in the closet, and then that interaction y'all had like 2 episodes ago, that wasn't no good interaction. And we know you say he doesn't like the cameras, but it's still like something's going on. So the surrogate doctor, Sabrina, which she carried Candy's daughter, Blaze, I remember that. She asked, "Well, where's Gerald?" And Shamia says, "Oh, you know, he doesn't like to be around these cameras." And she says, "He hasn't been to see me in a while." So Gerald is even checked out of the damn embryo surrogate process. Cause like, what the hell? And so she talks about how, she really wants this is her last embryo, and she really needs this embryo to work. And she so the doctor pretty much says, well, if this, we're gonna speak positive things that it works, but if this doesn't work, would you consider purchasing eggs? And she said she ain't never really thought about it. She really she wants her own, baby or whatever, with her own, I guess, eggs and stuff. So Kelli suggests, well, maybe her sister can give her eggs. And Shamia said, no, that would be too weird. And she'll be thinking, oh, that's Juro and her sister, whatever her sister's name's baby. I think she said Brenda or something. I can't remember. So the doctor just says, pretty much we're going to stay positive. We have this embryo. They got a new surrogate. Everything's signed, the contract signed. But as of now, we haven't heard anything, like even in current time with Shamia, she hasn't announced anything. So I don't even know if they did the procedure, if it worked or not. I'm sure, hopefully, we will get to see it by the end of the season, if not. Which I hope, I mean, in all sincerity, I really do hope her last embryo it takes and she's able to have that little boy or whatever, you know. So then the next scene we see is Kelli. Kelly's in her townhouse with her oldest daughter that's in college, Chloe. And this is what I might have made mention to this earlier, but I just thought it was very inappropriate for her to just be willing giving her daughter condoms. I mean, like, that's giving you the green light to go out and fuck. And I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. No, I don't have no kids right now, but I do plan to have kids in the future. And I'm not gonna I'll give them the talk with the birds and the bees, but if you're gonna start having sex, you need to go get your own condoms. I just don't think it's I understand safety precautions, but I don't think it's appropriate because it's almost like, oh, I'm giving you the green light in case you do this. Yeah, I know you're grown. Yeah, I know you got to make your own choices and stuff. But I'm going to tell you, make sure you have safe sex. But and then she's a girl. She's a girl. You giving your daughter the green light to go out and pop her puss? And Kelli, that's why I believe you slept with that married preacher, because I hate to say this, I ain't trying to be mean or nothing. Kelli, you just you give freak vibes. You give when I look at you, my whole radar go off. Kelli's one of those whores. She's a whore. I mean, but she in good company, There are many whores in the Bible. There's many whores on the cast. So, yeah, I mean, y'all all good company. Like, come on, let's be for real. So that's why they kill me when they call each other hoe. Like you ain't doing the same thing she doing. Like, come on, be for real. So she talks about, her daughter asked, well, can I have my own restaurant? She said, well, that might be something they can talk about. She could work for the company and make her own money. And I'm like, you don't need to think about opening up no new restaurant, because the last restaurant you opened up, it didn't do well. So you need to be sure that you're sure, which I power to you that you are doing it. You are a business owner, a Black woman at that, and you're by yourself. But you didn't start it by yourself. Your husband was there to help you. And now that he's gone, it's like all the weight is falling on you. And I understand that. But at the end of the day, you got to make good business decisions. I feel like you've been in business long enough to know how to do business appropriately. Like, and opening up a restaurant in a bad location, not getting business, and then having to close it is not a good business move. It's not. Um, like I can understand if this is your first one, but you've been in business, I guess you said multiple years. So like, we shouldn't be still making these kinds of decisions or mess ups or screw ups, I should say. Which everything's a learning experience. I get it, but I just think it's a way to do it. It's a way to go about this in business. So then the little girl, not little girl, her daughter Chloe, she asked about a car. And she said, "No, you're not getting no car. I'm in a bind. I'm in a financial bind. I'm in a bind, Nate. I'm in a bind. The money is not moneying." And so the little girl, like, well, okay. But see, this is my thing. You saying you're in a bind, Kelly, but then we look up and you trying to flex on us. Last season, you were flexing buying your little girl 14, 13, 16, 17 purses for her 16th birthday. And then purses was like $5,000, $6,000 a piece. I bet you wish you had them $6,000. I don't think you spend your money appropriately. Now, granted, it's your money. You can do what you want to, but don't keep telling us about it that you're in this financial bind. And then we see you sitting on here in a $140 Tom Ford shirt. Like, come on, be fucking for real. BFFR. Kelly just stressed me out. She stressed me out this whole episode, like, honestly. So she continues to tell her daughter how she's just stressed and she's gonna send her back in an Uber X to campus because she's on a budget. So then it switches to Porsha and she's on a date with Sway. And so they talk about the first time they met there at the same restaurant and where they sat. And I like their vibe together. Like, I mean, like I told y'all, I thought this was a joke at first, but I like this for Porsha. And so she texts Porsha, and Porsha vanished for 10 years. Porsha said it wasn't 10 years, it was more like 8, 6, 7. But either way it go, Porsha vanished. And Porsha said that she was not ready to experience that side of her sexuality. And she said during that time, she had a baby, she got engaged, she broke up, got married, got a divorce. She lived a lot of life. And she thinks now she's ready. Porsha is just giggling. They were googly eyeing each other, just giggling. And so Sway asks her a question. She says, "Do you see yourself in a relationship with a woman long term?" And Porsha tells Sway that she is exploring, yes, but she doesn't take Sway as a joke. She knows that this could, let me see. Oh, she said she knows that Sway could take care of her. She's not worried about her. Sway said, "Hell yeah." And Sway, if she wasn't no man looking, she would be really pretty as a girl. I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, she is a girl, but if she wasn't, I guess a stud. But she a pretty stud too. So hell. So Porsha says she's open to seeing what all can happen with them within the next 3 to 5 years. Sway says she's ready to lock it down within the next year, and she wants to carry a child. So Porsha says, we see Porsha in her confessional, and she just says Sway brings out a different side to her, and she considers Sway what she needs right now. And she's just living her life out loud. Okay. And she's at the place she wants to love her out loud. So then Sway asks, does Porsha have anything going on with Dennis? And Porsha says Dennis is good when she's single. This is good when she's single, but when she is in a relationship, that's when the problems come in. He has a problem with the relationships that she's in. He has a problem with the relationships that she's in. So next we get to Phaedra's healing event. She has all of the Reiki people there. And she talks about how she's been Reiki the last 3 years and it's brought her through some of the roughest times in her life. And she feels like it will bring good energy to all of the ladies. Kay, next we see Kay picking up Pinky in their Uber. And like I said earlier, I noticed Pinky is quiet as a church mouse. Y'all, she's quiet as a church mouse. She ain't saying nothing. Because y'all know, I guess she's still recovering from Angela getting her all the way together. And then let's not forget, she was throwing up all the last episode. Then Cynthia had to check her and how she starts the conversation, runs the conversation, and then ends the conversation. And like she wants to do it, and that's not how it works. So I noticed how she like, Pinky is giving very much. This is a little more than what I bargained for, so I'm just gonna shut up. And I think that's the best thing you could do, Pinky. So I can go back to liking you. Just shut up. Just shh. Because I see you really want to be with that core 4, Pinky. Cause deep down you ain't saying nothing, but it's written on your face like this don't make no sense. What are you saying? But I'm gonna ride with it because you done already said you done solidified that this is the group you want to go in. But I see you slowly detaching yourself from that group when you're sitting over there chitter chatting with Phaedra and Angela. So they're in the car, and K Michelle begins to tell Pinky that she's not getting in the water. She, really wasn't going to come, but her doctor gave her a doctor's note, so she's not getting in the water. Next, we see Cynthia arrive at Phaedra's house looking amazingly beautiful. Cynthia is so gorgeous as well. And they talked about how Cynthia wants everyone to receive the good energy and they're going to eat clean food, organic food, and organic meat. Porsha comes in. Porsha looks absolutely gorgeous. And now Porsha had on a cover up. I mean, it was see through, but again, Porsha ain't married. Okay. Shamia, you are. Fast forward, Drew arrives. And like I said again, this is our core 4. Notice how each team or each group is arriving at the same time. So Drew says she wanted to be on time. She did not want to be late today. And they do a flashback of Drew being late. And she says she has a condition. It's called time blindness. I said, Drew, that's called color people time. Stop. That's what that's called. That's called CP time. Angela arrives, and Angela's there. We switch back. We see Kay talking to Pinky. And she begins to tell Pinky that her ex, who she was last publicly known to go with, which I've been hearing through the streets, that's not true. They were on a TV show together, but she didn't even end up picking him. Kay, I'm just tired of the reaching. Like, I'm fed up with it, honestly. Like, at this point, it just makes no sense. But she says he was telling her that Porsha told him wait. He was telling her that he was going with Porsha. Kay says Porsha didn't tell her, and she feel like that's not a friend. Don't be going with her ex man or the ex man that she was known to go with publicly without telling her, and then bringing her into the same friend group. And out of respect, Porsha should have told her. So then they FaceTime Shamia. Shamia asks where they at because she don't want Phaedra saying nothing about her being late. They said they're right outside. They pull up, get Shamia, they get to the house. Meanwhile, at Phaedra's house, Phaedra's starting the session because they're late. So Aiden comes out and helps the women get in the pool on these air mattresses because they're not floats. They didn't look like floats. I mean, they were air mattresses. And I'm like, dang, Mr. President got big. I remember when he was this small and he was in the car and he asked Phaedra, am I still your baby? That was his first day of school. And I'm like, dog, time flies, boy. So Kelli comes in and immediately, so I think Shamia, Pinky, and Kay, they get there. And then Kelli comes in. And immediately when Kelli comes in, she hugs K. Michelle. And I guess she did like a fake cry or whatever. I ain't see no tears. But she's trying to say, like, it gave very much. They have already been talking before this scene, and they are on the same page. They see each other, honestly. Because Kay hugs her like, oh, she's consoling her. And we like, you just got here. What's going on? Kelli sits up and says, she really didn't want to come. She shouldn't come, but she's just trying to push through. She's just physically, emotionally drained. She's physically, emotionally drained. She's carrying heavy energy, So you get in the pool, Shamia's float air mattress starts to sink. She starts sinking in the water. Shamia says they're trying to kill her. Hey, Michelle says, see, this is why I didn't want to get in the water. Because she must either be carrying some heavy energy or they put her hex on her. I'm like, hey, Michelle, shut up. Shut up. Just stop. Just stop. You wanted to stay out because you wanted to. You, Kelli, and Shamia. Well, I ain't going to put on Shamia because Shamia did get in the water. But then when the float didn't do what it was supposed to, she sat in the side with the rest of them. Just like y'all did in Dallas while everybody was eating dinner. So this time, everybody's in the pool and y'all sitting outside the pool just like y'all did in Dallas. So they do the little Reiki session and everything goes nice. I'm like, ooh, this made me want to go try me some Reiki. I want to do a little meditation, So Angela says she was kind of skeptical. She's never experienced anything like this. Hey, Michelle says it was very common. And they all get to the table and she says she thinks now is a good time to address everyone with everything and that she comes in peace. I said, oh, Lord, here we go. Here we go with the shenanigans. Here we go. So, hold on, I lost my spot, y'all. So then Kimberly starts off with someone told her, which we now know that someone is her supposedly ex, who she really didn't date, but she's saying she dated for this situation. She tells us that someone told her that Phaedra, Porsha, and Drew were trying to gather information about her to expose it. Then Kay says, so everybody's like, what? Me? Porsha's like, me? Like, what? Then she switches to, like I said, Porsha and Drew. Mainly Porsha and Drew, she says. And she says that, so Portia's like, Portia starting off with, I brought you into this circle and I've been nothing but trying to be a good friend to you, be supportive, blah, blah, blah. And so Kay says, well, her first experience with Porsha, which gave her hesitation, was her saying Kelli was sleeping with a married man at BET Awards weekend. And that threw her for a loop and closed her off. Porsha says, okay, Kay, like, okay, for real. Then she says, Porsha, when she got out the hospital, Porsha said she had a miscarriage. And then she felt like Porsha was trying to be like mean girl spirited. Porsha said, Porsha's like, oh my God, like, you're reaching, like it's giving like a reach, like a big reach. And so then she said third was in Dallas. Someone told her about the exposure. And then the fourth thing is black. So when she says black, Drew says, oh, hell to the no. Drew says, could you please stop saying his name? Please stop saying his name. So Porsha jumps in. She says, well, why would I be trying to expose you? What about I would be trying to expose you? Why? Kay says, why would she tell her about what she would be trying to expose her about when she already knows what she's trying to expose her about? I said, this is dumb as hell. This is dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. Kay, you gonna bring us the situation somebody told you, and then the reasoning that you give just doesn't make sense. So, not to add, she tells Porsha, when Porsha says, well, why would I be trying to expose you? She said, because you have the spirit of exposure. Like, dang. And here go Kelli. Now, Kelli was Kimberly's go cheerleader. That part. Everything that she was in the amen corner. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. Mm-hmm. And now I did notice how Shamia was a little, but Shamia was still making them faces. Like, I feel like she knew somewhat was going on, but I feel like now it's really that Kelli and Kimberly, they're like this. So next we see Kelli say, oh, she didn't want to be there. She shouldn't have came. She should have went with her first intuition, because we see Drew and K Michelle go at it talking about black. And so Drew says, why does she care? Kay says, you brought it to her. Drew said, brought what? Drew asked Kay to stop saying his name again. Kay says she's not going to stop saying his name. She do what the F she want to do. And she don't know nothing about Drew. And Drew said, clearly you do. Clearly you know everything about me because you got my resume. So they go back and forth. So then Drew tells her, go yodel your ass somewhere. Okay? Because obviously you don't fit in. Yodel. And so she said, K Michelle said she a yodel, yo. Nobody Drew. And I'm just like, hey, stop it at this point. Like, you're reaching with this whole Drew thing. She never said that you knew him. You sat right there at the little couples dinner. Hi, nice seeing you again. That gave the inference of, that gave us the expression of you knew of black. And then you're trying to say Drew is trying to hook you to Black and you're a married woman, well, why are you even worried about Porsha and this whole ex guy? Like, so then she goes into bigger detail. So then she goes into bigger detail about how, like, her last ex that she was publicly with called her and said that Porsha said she doesn't understand why she's always ending up with somebody else's man. So Portia's like, huh? What? Angela said, what? And I laughed. Angela asked Pinky, who is he? Pinky said, why are you asking me like I got all the answers? Because I want to say, Angela, know that you tagged up in that group. And so we know you know what's going on, Pinky. But I see you over there. You quiet as a church mouse. That's where you better stay. So Porsha said, what are you saying? The man didn't say I said anything negative about you. So what are we saying here? And Kay says there was no overlapping. She was with him, and then Porsha was with him after her. So Porsha just planning, Kay, I didn't have no reason to tell you. When I was going with this person, we weren't even friends then. You wasn't even in this circle. So, and then I didn't like how Shamia set up there. How convenient. Isn't it girl code that you're supposed to tell if you're going with somebody's man? Like, what? Shamia, shut up. Because if you were friends with Porsha, you wouldn't be saying that. So stop. Stop. So Kay says she should have gave her a heads up. She could have gave her a heads up, and she thought it was weird that she's even talking about her to him. Porsha says, Kay, we were mutual friends. He was a mutual friend. That's it. We were just talking about mutual friends. Like, what are you talking about? So then we see Kay comes back to her confession. She said, oh, I'm not fouling. This ain't fouling. And it's just like, Kay, what you want us to do? You want the audience and the viewers to be on your side. You want us to turn against Porsha. And that's just not going to happen, baby. It's just not going to happen. And like I said, I think you're bigger than the program. You think you're bigger than everybody on the show. And now you see being in the show, on the show, they might be a little bigger than you. Like, come on, let's be real. This is Porsha. This is Phaedra. This is Cynthia. This is Bravo. And Drew might be even a little bigger because Drew's been in all kinds of movies, from the blockbusters, the top of the top to the low of the low. Okay? So people know Drew. So you need to stop saying Drew's a nobody, because that's just not the case. Like, come on. Come on. Stop. So Porsha says, you know what? There's nothing to tell. Kay said, oh, yes, it is. And so Porsha said, you know, Kay says, so ever since all of this happened, it just is letting her, she's going to watch her back with her, and she's just going to watch her back. And so Porsha said, you know what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about watching your back anymore. You don't have to worry about watching nothing, because I won't deal with you no more. You're just too sensitive, and you're trying to find something, and it's not making sense. She said, don't worry about watching your back, because she's not going to have any more communication with her or about her. Okay? So Kay and Kelli are tag teaming. Like I said, they're tag teaming. Don't worry about it. That part. You don't have to worry about it. I'm just like, so Phaedra is getting ready to make a statement. She says, well, so what we've learned tonight is, and Kelli busts out and says, we've learned that Porsha has fucked every Nigerian in Atlanta. What did she say that for? Now that shit pissed me off, because don't be coming for my Porsha. Now, I ain't saying Porsha's above getting it, because sometimes Porsha be pissing me off. Like she pissed me off with that Mike storyline. I don't believe it. And yeah, Porsha, she might tell some lies here and there, but I I don't believe Porsha, after that whole Candy scandal and Phaedra, I don't believe Porsha would sit up and lie like that. I don't. I do believe this alleged of Kelli sleeping with the married preacher. I do believe it. So Porsha turns around. She said, "You better not put that damn glass in my face." I said, "Porsha," and I was on Threads when the episode aired. I love where Porsha's going. I love her in the anchor position, but I really wish Porsha would have snatched Kelli up real quick, because Kelli, she really not about that action. It's giving Kay, Kelli, Shamia, all of them done clicked up and they want to take down Porsha. That's what it's giving. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen today, tomorrow, next week, or next year. So they might as well get over it. Get over it. And let me see if I can play that clip again. Hold on, wait.
In Atlanta.
Everybody. That married ass man. You better get that goddamn drink on my face.
Play with me.
You don't sit this.
Bitch, y'all not the one. Okay. Bitch, y'all ain't the one either, hoe. You gonna learn.
You don't put no drink up in my face.
Oh my God.
She a married preacher. She mad at me. She that married man on that plane, and you know exactly who he is.
I know.
You know exactly. He's your goddamn client. He's not a stewardess. Now, I ain't trying to out nobody's family, but don't send no bitch. That's close to me.
I ain't even gonna hold you.
I think what we have established here is that Porsha is every Nigerian in Atlanta.
Everybody. That married ass man. You better get that goddamn drink on my face.
Play with me.
You don't sit this.
I mean, that's just the ultimate disrespect. Don't put no daggone drink in nobody's face. Because, see, now you ready to get popped. Now, had Porsha really popped her, she would have felt like Porsha did like a fool. And then she would have been playing that victim. Oh, she hit me. Because that's what Kelli gives. Now, did she back down here? No, she didn't. But Kelli really don't want that action. Like, it's given, they've come up with the plot. They've the one. They are the plot. They are the ones coming with the schemes. Kelli, Kay, Shamia's in there. I don't know what Shamia's exact part in, but I feel like Shamia's in there. And Pinky, she just there. She done got caught up. Like I said, Pinky, she really wanted to be in that call for, but she done got caught up over in that group now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then it's just like, and then let me get into old Carlos talking about Kelli is, here go Kelli. So after the episode on Sunday, Kelli comes out because I was like, well, who the married preacher? We already know he in Atlanta. They said he's in Atlanta. And so I'm like, well, who was at the BET Awards? So this is the list they done came out with of who the preachers could be. Now I've heard allegedly Jamal Bryant, and I've heard allegedly Shawnee's husband, but I did some research and I don't think it's Shawnee's husband because he's not in Atlanta, he's in Houston. And then these other preachers on here, the only one that was
literally received some really disturbing messages, really disturbing DMs. And one thing I don't do is break up anybody's home or anyone's business or anyone's relationship. That is not my thing. It's never been my thing. Regardless what I have been through in my marriage, I was a wife for 11 years. And when it comes to cheating and when it comes to things pertaining to a family, that bothers me and that affects me. So I just want to say this. I'm not going to call out any person. I'm not calling out a pastor. I'm not calling out a name. I'm literally just telling you guys, at the end of the day, this is a show and it's all fun and games. But when I have people sending me messages about their families and their congregations, I want no parts of this, right? Y'all ain't gonna get me banned from church. I want to still.
Why would you be getting banned from church, Kelly? That didn't make no sense.
Be able to go to church.
And who's sending you messages? Why would they be sending you messages about the show? Because all she said was a married preacher. She didn't say the name. So yeah, I mean, yeah, people gonna try to investigate who. Now, when it comes to that, that's a whole nother level. I ain't going on. I just want to be entertained on Sunday night. Watch, talk about it, give my commentary, and move the hell on. I don't care if you go with a married preacher or not. Hey, that's your damn business. I don't give a fuck. You know? You feel me? I don't care. But I'm just saying how I can believe it. Now, yes, I see here someone says, I believe her. Y'all must have forgot Porsha and Phaedra have a history of telling lies. I'm not gonna say. I feel like they all lie on the show. I'm not just gonna say it's Phaedra or Porsha. I feel like they all lie, but again, I feel like when it comes to something like this, I don't think they would lie about this, especially after all of that trouble and that backlash they got with the whole Candy situation in the dungeon. So something is in me. Something. I believe it. I believe it.
And I want to still be able to praise and worship.
I could be wrong. This is my thoughts and opinions. Allegedly. Okay. You know, but she's saying it's not true.
Okay. So this list that's going around and you guys tagging these pastors and tagging congregations, it has to stop.
Kelly, why you wanted to stop? This is the most we've talked about you the whole season. Like, come on. Come on. You need this because you ain't bringing nothing else other than, oh, my finances. Oh, I can't film with my kids. Oh, he wants to do anything to me that, so I won't be able to prosper. Oh, Kelly, you need this. This is revive your storyline. This married preacher has revived your storyline. Kelly?
Enough is enough. I don't play it. I don't like it. It's not fun.
Oh, now it ain't fun. It ain't fun. But you can call Porsha Frito pussy, and you can call her Horsha. But now it ain't fun. It ain't fun now that we know the married preacher allegedly you slept with him BET weekend.
And these are people's real livelihoods. And I have had to.
How is it people's real livelihoods? We don't know who it is. People are just speculating.
Deal with someone affecting my.
It's rumors. People deal with rumors all the time.
My real livelihood on this show. Okay, so
how is it affecting your livelihood? Well, you didn't care about affecting Porsha's livelihood.
So let's cut it out.
See, it's a double entendre. Okay. You don't like what someone's doing to you, but you do it to the other person.
Okay, I'm not a part of the Mile High Club. I'm not interested in a pastor. I'm not interested in sleeping with anybody's husband.
We know you've allegedly already done it. Allegedly.
I'm very much happy with who I'm with and what's going on.
Why you can't show them? If you're happy with who you with, why is he under an alias? Because word on the curb, they was trying to say it was allegedly Jazzy Faye at once upon a time, if I'm not mistaken.
Enough is enough, y'all. Okay?
Enjoy the show.
Like, literally, no.
Who was that in the background?
Seriously, enjoy the show. Y'all got this whole list of pastors going around. Y'all got pastors sending me messages and DMs and emails and at congregation. Y'all cut this out. Seriously. I mean, at the end of the day, y'all got this whole list of pastors that's going on. Y'all need to literally, at this point, make a donation on Sunday. Because, yeah, I mean, seriously.
Won't you make a donation? Oh, or it's your finances. Oh, my bad.
Y'all need to make a donation on Sunday and keep it moving. Okay? Like, enough is enough. I don't want any parts of it. I will deal with freak and fraud at reunion. Okay? And that's it. Let's grow up. Let's have some fun. Let's enjoy the show and just leave it at that. But leave me out of it. Make a donation to these people churches, okay? All these people, all this list, Pastor Jamal Bryant, let me be very clear, y'all. And I want to clear that up too. I'm a Be More girl. I went to Pastor Jamal Bryant's church when it was in a, what was it, in a college? In a college auditorium, okay? This man actually renewed my 10-year vow renewals to my ex-husband. Stop, y'all. Enough is enough, okay?
Somebody said ain't no fun when the rapper got the gun. Okay, this comment says people want to keep saying Porsha's lying because of the rumor about Candy and Ty. Let's not act like Candy and Ty wasn't having threesomes and hanging out with T.I. and Tiny, who also was accused of drugging women. So where there's smoke, there's fire. Everyone in Atlanta gossips and knows each other's tea. Kelli ain't innocent. People want to keep their life a secret while dragging Porsha about her life because she chooses to share whatever she's dealing with, good or bad. I believe Porsha. I do too. I do too. I do too. I do too, allegedly. But, she's saying that this isn't true, you guys. Somebody said, girl, bye, please. Somebody said she still didn't deny it. Or did she? Did she deny it? What y'all said she denied it? She just said, y'all got to stop with the list. But she didn't say, I'm not sleeping. Let me listen to it.
Candy, come back down here because these hoes is lying. And in the words of Jamal Bryant, these hoes ain't loyal. Bye, y'all. Literally received some really disturbing messages, really disturbing DMs. And one thing I don't do is break up anybody's home or anyone's business or anyone's relationship. That is not my thing. It's never been my thing. Regardless what I have been through in my marriage, I was a wife for 11 years. And when it comes to cheating and when it comes to things pertaining to a family, that bothers me and that affects me. So I just want to say this. I'm not going to call out any person. I'm not calling out a pastor. I'm not calling out a name. I'm literally just telling you guys, at the end of the day, this is a show and it's all fun and games. But when I have people sending me messages about their families and their congregations, I want no parts of this, right? Y'all ain't gonna get me banned from church. I want to still be able to go to church and I want to still be able to praise and worship, okay? So this list that's going around and you guys tagging these pastors and tagging congregations, it has to stop. Enough is enough. I don't play it. I don't like it. It's not fun. And these are people's real livelihoods. And I have had to deal with someone affecting my real livelihood on this show. Okay.
Someone affecting your livelihood, Kelli. See, this is so lopsided. You started it with Porsha, though. You started with Porsha. Then when Porsha cashes in and she lets you know she feel like the dynamic between you two's changed when you start hanging more with Shamia. What about Porsha's dynamic? You talking about your dynamic. What about Porsha's dynamic? Come on.
So let's cut it out. Okay. I'm not a part of the Mile High Club. I'm not interested in a pastor. I'm not interested in sleeping with anybody's husband.
We know you're not interested now. But what was going on BET weekend?
Very much happy with who I'm with and what's going on. Enough is enough, y'all. Okay?
Enjoy the show.
Like literally, no, seriously, enjoy the show. Y'all got this whole list of pastors going around. Y'all got pastors sending me messages and DMs and emails and at congregation. Y'all cut this out. Seriously. I mean, at the end of the day, y'all got this whole list of pastors that's going on. Y'all need to literally, at this point, make a donation on Sunday. Because, yeah, I mean, seriously, Y'all need to make a donation on Sunday and keep it moving. Okay? Like, enough is enough. I don't want any parts of it. I will deal with freak and fraud at reunion. Okay? And that's it. Let's grow up. Let's have some fun. Let's enjoy the show and just leave it at that.
Not let's grow up. Kelli, bye. I feel like I'm with everybody else in the comments. You didn't deny it. You didn't deny that it happened. And you started it. Now you got to take the heat. Okay? If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. And you started it with Porsha. And you're just going to have to take whatever comes with it. And that's the bottom line of it. The bottom line of it. Bottom line. I think that's it, y'all. And on that note, y'all, this has been my review for this week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. If you like the video, be sure to thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I repeat, like, comment, and subscribe, y'all. I got to get my subscribers up, y'all. And turn on your notification bells so you know when I go live or when I upload a new video, you guys. I got some more content coming for you soon, very, very soon, you guys. But until next time, remember, I am your boy, the one, the only, the real CT. And I'm always going to bring you nothing but real moments, real headlines, real life, real CT, y'all. And until next time, y'all be blessed. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.